Picture this. It's the darkest night in human history. In the courtyard outside the trial of Jesus Christ, a fire is crackling, right? Soldiers are laughing. The religious leaders think that they've won. And standing in the shadows is a man who once said, "Even if everyone else falls away, I never will." Now that man is Peter the Apostle. And just hours earlier, Peter drew a sword to defend Jesus. He was ready to fight, ready to die. But now, a servant girl looks at him and says, "You were with him." And Peter says, "I don't know what you're talking about." Strike one. Another voice says, "You're one of his disciples." And Peter swears, "I don't know the man." Strike two. And then finally, others, right? They press him. "Your accent gives you away. You're a Galilean." And Peter begins to call curses on himself at that moment. "I don't know him." Strike three. You're out. And then, what happens? The rooster crows. And the gospel says something that will break your heart every time, and it does to me every time I read it. Jesus turns and looks at Peter. No words, just eye contact. Imagine that. Not rage, not "I told you so," not disgust, just love and truth. Because earlier that night, Jesus had told him, "Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. Peter then runs away, right? He weeps bitterly. Now here's the part that most people miss. Peter didn't just deny Jesus. He denied him 3 times around a charcoal fire. And that detail actually matters a lot. Because after the resurrection in John 21, Jesus recreates the scene yet again. Another charcoal fire. Same man, same failure, but this time, grace. On the shore of Galilee, the risen Christ looks at Peter and asks, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Just one question. And Peter answers, "Yes, Lord, you know I love you." Again, "Simon, do you love me?" "Yes, Lord, you know." Third time, "Simon, do you love me?" Why 3 times? I'll tell you. Because Jesus is not humiliating Peter. He's healing him. 3 denials, 3 restorations for every public failure, a redemption. Now here's something powerful on top of that. In Greek, Jesus first uses the word agape, which is a divine, unconditional love. "Peter, do you love me with agape?" Peter answers with phileo, brotherly love. "Lord, you know I love you like a brother." Now, Peter knows that he doesn't have the bold, boastful love that he once claimed, right? That fire. His confidence is gone. His pride is completely shattered at this point. So the third time, Jesus comes down to Peter's level. "Peter, do you phileo me?" It's as if Jesus says, "Peter, I'll meet you right where you are." And Peter's grieved, not just because Jesus is scolding him, but because he remembers the 3 denials. And Jesus says something incredible after each answer. What does he say? "Feed my lambs, tend my sheep, feed my sheep." In other words, your failure did not cancel your calling, Peter. Guys, let that sink in. We're all Peters. Peter's greatest collapse became the platform for his greatest commission. The man who said, "I don't know him," would stand up 3 weeks later at Pentecost and proclaim Jesus boldly, and 3,000 people would be saved. The same mouth that denied him preached him. The same heart that broke, it was rebuilt. Now, some of you watching this right now, you feel like Peter. You were bold once, maybe on fire once, maybe certain once, and then life happened, right? Fear happened, failure happened, deception happened. Maybe you denied him with your words, or maybe you denied him with your silence. Maybe your lifestyle completely denied him. And then you think it's over. But the resurrected Christ still builds a charcoal fire. He still asks the same question to all of us. Do you love me? Not, why did you fail? Not, how could you? Not, are you ashamed? Just, do you love me? Because the kingdom, I'll tell you right now, is not built on perfect people. It's built on restored people. And Peter thought that his story ended with a rooster. But it actually began at a fire. And tradition tells us that years later, when Peter faced execution in Rome, he refused to be crucified upright, just like his Lord. He said he wasn't worthy, so they crucified him upside down. The man who once feared a servant girl died proclaiming Christ. That is what grace does. It doesn't erase your past, guys. It redeems it. 3 denials, 3 declarations of love, 1 Savior who restores, 1 Savior who restores only. If you've ever felt like you blew it too big, I want you to listen carefully right now. If Jesus can restore Peter, I promise you that he can restore you. And maybe today, he's asking you the same question. Do you love me? God bless. I love you all. I'll see you in the clouds in his time. What a God that we serve.